I'm Josh, and let's try this again. Sorry, folks, but yeah, internet went out for a moment, so I will be starting this from the top. Anyways, I am Josh, and this is Shorm Grove, and we are working on the Isles of Murtag. Specifically, currently it's just a platform, but eventually it will be. Hang on. Hang on. It will be the city part of the Isles. I'm thinking of calling the Nexus, just the center of everything. The Isles, Navi, and Ghost will be where, the villagers will live, while the cities where all the comrades and, people who don't live in, the Isles will, come to trade and stuff. Because being a mushroom biome, they definitely need, people to trade. So, what will the topic of this stream be? Well, gentle viewers, or horrible whatever, viewers. This will, okay, let me figure out where I was. Okay. This will focus on the wild horses of Skyrim. If you play the Anniversary Edition, you'll automatically have that and every other Creation Club content. I have to upgrade the Anniversary Edition eventually. After going, I keep on, buying, Creation Club content, and I was like, I'll just buy the whole thing finally. I play it nearly constantly, so I was like, yeah. I'd go over the whole, what is Skyrim if, Skyrim wasn't so iconic. I mean, before I really knew about the story of the game, I knew never kill a chicken, dear lord, don't. And also, arrow in the knee. But yeah, so I'm not going to, bother recounting the vast history or anything. So, okay, let's get started talking then. So, I don't know my own mind, I mean, one of my favorite things about Skyrim is, just getting from point A to point B, and I've gotten to playing it in survival mode, which really helps with the immersion. Really makes you feel like you're this grand adventurer going on this epic quest, even if the quest is, you go to an inn, you go, hey, I'm looking for work, and they're like, oh yeah, there's a giant that needs killing. I'm like, okay. And just getting there can, I mean, even if you're not in survival mode where you have to worry about temperature, food, yeah, so while outside of survival mode, you can easily just travel through the night. In survival mode, you really have to focus on, okay, when's the sun setting? Like, is there an inn close by? Do I have a property close by? And, having camping alongside survival mode is, really a must, because sometimes you'll be traveling, the sun will go down, you're like, oh shit, I don't want to freeze to death, so you make a campsite. But even, again, if you're not doing survival mode, which maybe I'll talk about more in depth in a future stream or two, if you're not fast traveling and you're just walking, the game gives you a bunch of random encounters, so nothing's ever too boring. Such as if you started the main quest line so dragons start appearing, which in my Dawaka playthrough I have not, because I basically want to progress a bunch in certain quest lines before getting the having dragons come down at me. You can also get random NPCs attacking you, which can range from bears, and today in my Dawaka playthrough I was attacked by 3 bears at once. It was not fun. Not the right type of bears. But you can also, if you haven't yet started the Dark Brotherhood quest line, you can have random Dark Brotherhood assassins coming to attack you, vampires attacking you. I mean, there's also more peaceful ones, like there's like hunters, so you can, trade some stuff with them if, need be, Then there's also, like, there's a couple that's like, oh, a dragon attack, no, I didn't see where it went, and you can give them a few septums if you so choose, or you don't have to. I like to give them the septums. Yeah, it's like, the game does not, doesn't let you get too bored. There was my first playthrough, I started, before I switched over to survival mode, I started really using the quick travel, and like after a little bit I was like, something's wrong. I'm no longer, feeling this great love for the game. I mean, it's still amazing, but I decided, only quick travel if, that's a last option sort of thing. There's been a few times when even survival mode I switched out of survival mode to quick travel because there were some bugs I found. So, yeah. I didn't want to spend all the time going to a few locations just to get the game working properly again, so I fast traveled. But yeah, I love, one of my favorite things about the game is just getting from point A to point B. Some of the scenery is lovely, random encounters, just love it. Okay, let's see, I think we can get to talking about the next point. Okay. I'm looking at it, and I email myself, the bullet points, and it was just saying, hey, there's no internet. I'm like, oh, and it never returned. Hide. Oh, I jumped into talking about survival mode. Actually, I think I can still talk about this bit of it. Oh, okay. Okay, the next bullet point. I'm just going to have to change the third bullet point slightly. Anyways, the second bullet point is that, so since one of my favorite things in the game is just traveling from point A to point B, my favorite quests are the ones that just force me to go out in the world. Like, before upgrading to Anniversary Edition and getting some new quests, I was really loving going to the College of Winterhold, seeing the librarian, and going, hey, can you get this book for me? And just traveling to whatever random location and getting the book. And it was like one of my favorite things ever. I was like, yeah, I'm just getting a book. I'm a bookworm. and I'm traveling all across Skyrim, so that was great. And when I do some companion quests, like, hey, go to this place and get rid of this monster, or, rescue this citizen that's been captured and take them back to their home. Like, I love those. I mean, I do like thieves quest things of, oh, break in. Oh, sorry, that the dolphin noise just surprised me. I was like, what the fuck is that? Oh yeah, dolphins. They're somewhere there, I think. Anyways. I still like the Thieves Guild quests of, you can decide to pickpocket and stuff. But I will say it's fun. It's like, people don't put two and two together, like, hey, this person was just in my house. And hey, that was the same night this precious object of mine disappeared. Like, as long as no one sees you in the act of thievery, you're in the clear. And it's like, oh, hilarious. Okay, and going back to survival and sort of making slight changes to my third bullet point. Actually, let me look at the third bullet point to make sure what I need not to talk about. Okay. As I said before, not doing fast travel, especially with survival mode, it really makes it crystal clear why, not everyone is an adventurer. Many people, struggle to make money when, adventuring, depending on everything, you can make a couple thousand septums. And ta-da! Like, the couple, fleeing from the dragon attack I mentioned, the septums they ask for and are super happy about that you give them are only 5 septums, which to someone like you is like nothing. But to them, it's like, oh my god, this is a bunch. And it's because Skyrim is really harsh and an unforgiving land, so not everyone's going to go, hey, let's spend like a few days just getting from point A to point B, getting some loot, and then returning. And not fast traveling really does help you understand that scope. Okay, so there's the next bullet point. Okay, I'm reading way ahead, sorry. Okay. Now, before upgrading to the Anniversary Edition, when I was just... Hang on, sorry. Get messing with the wire. Okay. Anyways, before I upgraded to Anniversary Edition and was, just buying each Creative Club add-on when I got interested, I was looking at the wild horses, but from just the title, I was like, oh, so this won't be useful late game, when you have something like, say, Shadowmere, but early on this seems useful just so you'll always can, can ride a horse, especially if you don't want to pay maybe 1,000 septims for it. But then I was like, oh, it's a little quest and you have to find each one. Don't really feel like spending money on it. But once I upgrade, I was like, hey, I'll traverse all across Skyrim and find these bad boys. So yeah, getting all the wild horses, which, if you get on another wild horse or just another horse, they return to where they were in the beginning, as well as if they die, like after 10 in-game days, they'll respawn where they were originally found. Sorry, I got distracted. I think I got a little too distracted from hitting the squid. I was like, ooh, nothing else exists. What was I talking about? But yeah, long story short is, after I got the upgraded anniversary edition, and I didn't actually have to spend extra money just on that one thing. It was the whole every Creation Club content, not just, buying one at a time. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll try this out. I mean, I get to explore all over Skyrim, look for these horses. Something I liked was sometimes in quests where they list separate goals at once for the one quest, all the points will appear as quest markers on the map, but you can't turn each of them off individually. Luckily, you can choose each horse you want to look for individually, but the quest markers won't appear on the map. However, there's a book talking about where they are, as well as another map you can buy to actually help you pinpoint. Oh, sorry. The antibiotics are honestly doing a number on me. It's like my depression is at period levels of low, even though I'm not close to being on my period right now, so that's fun. Nausea. God. Just can't wait till, I don't have to take them anymore. But you have to take all the antibiotics, or else you won't really have any benefit in the long run of taking them. So, yeah, that's fun. Just having a fun week. Okay. Sorry, I'm just getting lost in thought there. Unfamiliar territory and all, Okay. So one of the things I do like about actually, let me take a sip of water before I start talking again. So, one of the things I really liked about this little quest in Skyrim, besides the whole traversing all over the place, which was really fun, even when I got lost and seeming to keep on going in a circle and getting attacked by this group of necromancers with bone wolves, which, you can get one of your own in game, which is like the cutest thing. Like I showed Brian last night, like, hey Brian, look what I got. And he's like, ah. And I was like, he's so cute. But anyways, besides me liking the whole getting all of the wild horses in Skyrim, because you traverse all over Skyrim, you also have to tame the horse. And with most horses in Skyrim, you just have to, get on them and ta-da, you can ride them no problem. But the wild horses are different as they don't stay still. Once you find one and you get too close, it starts running off because it's a wild horse. It's not used to a person approaching it. So you have to chase after it. And after that, you have to mount it. Now, again, most horses in Skyrim you mount it and you can ride it. Wild horses are different in that they will initially try to buck you off. You get on and then you're able to ride for a little bit, and then they start trying to buck you off. And it really hammers home the fact that, these creatures are wild. They did not like your presence. They were fearful. And they're not exactly going to calm down because you jumped on their back. I mean, they don't know what's going on. So of course they're like, I'm going to try to get you off and just go my own way and hope to never see again. But after a little bit, they will be tamed, and then you can take it to the stable and have someone either put armor on them or get a new saddle for the horse. Yeah, I think my first horse I tamed her to, I was like, okay, I'm going to have to be bucked off a few times. That's fine. My character doesn't die. No shame in that. It's fun. But then, I believe for one horse, I managed to stay on. And I was able to tame it without getting bucked off once. I was like, nice. I know that one horse. I was like, I'm honestly still proud of that achievement. Like, I don't know if other people had trouble staying on their horses or not. And I'm probably not going to look that up. Okay, let's see. Next bullet point. So when I saw that you had the option to name your wild horse, I was like, oh cool, I'm going to have to really overthink what names I'll give each horse. And then I find out you don't get to choose your own unique names. Like, the game has some pre-made names to choose from, but the thing is, you don't get a list to choose from. You have to go to the stable master and go, hey, I'd like to name and register my horse, please. And then you go back to your horse and see what name it got. And if you don't like it, you have to do that whole process again. Well, that was a little saddening to me. But luckily you don't actually have to pay, to continually rename your horse. So that's a good payoff. At least you're not having to pay multiple times. I don't know what the name ALVIS, means. Well, my thing is, whenever I looked at it, I was like, Elvis. And I was like, yeah, I can't name one of my horses a name that makes me think of Elvis. I'm trying to be serious here, dark and gritty. I can't have Elvis. I'm just not going to be able to take that horse seriously at all. So, that's, well, the topic for tonight's stream. If you've done the Wild Horses of Skyrim, tell me, what do you like? What do you dislike about it? Also, feel free to recommend future topics for me to cover. Yeah, after I get all the way over there, I am going to go to bed. My body's really demanding it. And the nausea, surprisingly enough, is not going away. So now comes the part of the stream where, since I'm done talking about whatever, I'll either remain silent or I will start talking about the first things that come to my mind. So, if you are watching this live on Twitch and you want to chat, go ahead. Keep me company. Hang on a sec, I just want to make sure one of my birds wasn't making a noise. Okay, hang on. I'm just gonna probably annoy him because nothing's wrong. Are you all okay? Okay. Sorry, thought I heard one of you. Sorry. Just checked on my two little parakeets. Okay. Okay. And whew. And that seems good enough for the night. Oh my god. Really, really close to finally finishing this section. Oh my god. So, that's this stream for the night. Thank you everyone who watched. Hope those of you who are watching it live that, I either made a good start to your day or a good end to your evening, one or the other. And I am going to hit the hay and probably just moan in pain all night long, so that is great to look forward to. And everyone else, bye for now.